So watch this anime called Natogi no Yomi. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Or, and you thought there is never a girl online for filthy Americans like me, and... Well, let me put it this way. Sometimes, an anime comes along that is more than just your typical run-of-the-mill slice of life. Truly influential and amazing works of art with excellent attention to detail, compelling characters, and a deep story that leaves the viewer clamoring for more by the time it ends. But most of the time you get shows like this. It got me to watch because I found the plot to be hilarious. Guy plays MMO, proposes to girl in MMO, realizes girl is middle-aged. Man, that is an amazing idea for a comedy. And yeah, that doesn't sound all that generic, does it? Well, no, the plot is actually pretty creative. So why am I dismissing it as a by-the-numbers kind of show? Well, while I go over each member of the main cast, I strongly suggest that you, the viewer, follow along with me in a round of America's favorite game show, Spot the Cliché. Ready? Here we go. This is Merchandise Line. And let's not beat around the bush, she's probably the reason you're watching the show, isn't she? Cute design, large boobs, otaku appeal. She really is the whole package. Probably the reason the show was greenlit. I mean, think about it. If it can't make back its budget via DVD sales, the figure sales will certainly suffice. Personality-wise, she is an irredeemable weeaboo to the point where she cannot determine the difference between reality and the MMO featured in the show. God, and I thought I was bad. In fact, she has so much trouble differentiating between reality and the game that the other main characters actually form a club specifically devoted to getting her to become a more normal person. Not that this works, it actually fails so horribly that the other characters begin referring to each other by their in-game names. They keep the club going though, and it becomes the focal point of the whole show. Weebs. Weebs never change. I know, I am one. Anyways, back to Akko. She's sort of like Tomoko if she were better in every way. Except psychologically. She's got some problems there. She has some murderous tendencies towards normies, as she calls them. Yeah, this show uses some slang that wouldn't sound out of place on a 4chan thread. The term waifu also gets thrown around a lot in the subbed version. Anyways, yeah, she's kind of a psychopath. She tries to go all sekai on the teacher, but she just ain't having that shit. Look at that, Jesus. This is class president. She's a bit quirky and eccentric, and her family is rich. Like every goddamn class president in every slice of life anime ever to ever. She also happens to double as the primary source of fan service. How efficient, killing two birds with one stone. At least this anime has its priorities straight. This is Tsundere. She's a Tsundere. Can you tell? Can you? Christ, she even has the blonde twin tails. The jokes are just too easy. She berates main character Kun over there for being an otaku who plays MMOs, until it's revealed that she is also an otaku who plays MMOs. So not only is she an annoying popular girl who mocks weeaboos, she's an annoying popular girl who mocks weeaboos that is herself a weeaboo. That's not annoying or hypocritical. No. Despite all I've said, she might be my favorite character. She and the main character are the most down-to-earth characters in the show, and watching them react to all the fucking weebs is probably my favorite part of the show. Since I've been mentioning the main character so much, let's talk about him. This is main character Kun. He's a little shy, kind of awkward, but overall is a nice guy who would do anything to help his friends. His thoughts might be overly fueled by testosterone at times, but overall he really is a good person who would help his friends in any situation. Do you see the point I'm trying to make here? So yeah, the primary cast of characters is composed entirely of typical anime archetypes with pretty much no depth. And actually so is the secondary cast, with this teacher and the doesn't-have-a-chance love interest. Oh yeah, and you also got the main character's friends. Like the friends of every harem anime protagonist. Noticing a pattern here. But the show isn't really an in-depth character study anyways. It's a comedy. And how does it do in that department? Pretty well, actually. There's a lot of humor focusing on Akko, you know, merchandise line, and her inability to separate reality from the game. She's married to main character Kun in the game, which naturally leads her to believe that they are also married in real life, leading her to say and do some questionable things. This is actually really amusing, especially with Nishimura, the main character, and Segawa, the tsundere, treating the situations how any sane person would. They also use the whole MMO thing to their advantage, not only utilizing the game for comedy, but creative plot lines as well. The show delves into the subjects of account hacking and real money trading, with an understanding of what they are and how they work, and they really help add some much needed zest to an otherwise generic slice of life. Also, jokes are constantly made at the expense of the class president, who is a premium player, adding a much-needed twist to a generic character. Given that I too once had to suffer through a period of being a miserable free-to-play, I can relate to the plights of the characters who insult her, and I find it hilarious. But then the points the show gets for creativity are immediately deducted when they start throwing cliché storms at us, like an admittedly pretty funny episode about a sleepover that's girls only. And our blonde twin-tail tsundere, no, I'm not going to let that go, the stereotype exists for a reason, gives us more instances of "it's not like I like you or anything, baka," than you can shake a stick at. All the while our main character is busy being in love with the psychopath. And given that I already compared Akko to Sekai, you best stay away from Nishimura. As for the animation, well, for some reason I really like the colors they used. Give me a good vibe. But the art style itself is very typical and generic. As for character designs, they very obviously put most of the effort into Akko. I already mentioned the tsundere literally having blonde twin tails, so I don't think I need to elaborate there. Also, Nishimura is one of the most boring-looking main characters I think I've ever seen, and that's really saying something. Overall, though, the show's alright. It's good for a quick laugh or two, but don't expect anything deep to come from it. Perhaps the reason the characters are so generic is because the creator of this show usually makes hentai. Why am I not surprised? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to buy that Akko figurine. Later, normies.